Hello again. I guess I'm going to do another one of these NES games. This is Robocop 3. Now, I thought this game was pretty good. There's a couple of things I didn't like about it. The controls are a little awkward, and it's because he's a robot and he has to have like sort of robotic movements. But aside from that, the controls are pretty good. This is Robocop 3, so I haven't seen the movie Robocop 3. All I can assume is that it's roughly based, like the sort of plot line is sort of the same. But, aside from that, it sounds like there's something in here. That's weird. But, aside from that, I think it's a good game. It's very entertaining. Again, like, for most people who are used to playing, like, really good games, like on the PS3, it's not the sort of thing you want to play over a long period of time because you get bored with it. But, I like it. I think it's fun. It's pretty straightforward. You're just, walking around shooting things. At the end of the level, you get to decide you get a certain amount of points, and you get to decide what parts of your body you want to repair, so you can sort of heal yourself that way. But yeah, it's a pretty straightforward game, pretty fun game. It's not the sort of thing you'd rush out and buy. There's nothing really that special about it, but hey, be my guest if you want to get it. It's sort of entertaining. If you see it for cheap, may as well pick it up. I got it for like $5. Okay, moving on. Dr. Mario. Such a great game. One of the most addictive game, probably the most addictive game I own for the NES. It's pretty much just like Tetris, except you need to line up a whole bunch of different colors from pills, and you need to get 4 in a row, and there's different viruses you need to stack them on top of. Once you get 4 of them in a row on top of the virus, or next to the virus, or 3 in a row, including the color of the virus, it takes out the virus, and you have to eliminate all of the viruses in the pill jar to win the game. Now, I like the multiplayer function on this because oh, I get it. My computer is playing back what I'm saying, and I'm not used to that happening. So every time I say an S, it shows up there. And I was getting weirded out because it sounded like there was someone else in here with me. Okay, I'm okay now. I'm not going to get killed. But the multiplayer function is great. Playing against someone else is very satisfying in this game. So yeah, multiplayer is great. Game's great. Very addictive. Definitely recommend it. The great thing about these NES games is that they're cheap, and pretty much everyone has one of these old systems. So you can pretty much just like buy in bulk, because most old game stores, like, they have tons of these things. Okay, the next is the original Super Mario Bros. Arcade classic game. Very fun. I can't get over how cute the turtles are. Oh my god, they're so cute. But yeah, it's pretty much you just walking around. You gotta knock out all the turtles from the screen, and the controls are very, very jerky. And they're very slow. If you played the original Mario Brothers, you'll get very frustrated with this because it's a different game in itself, and you really got to get used to it. But keep in mind, this is one of the very first sort of arcade games made, so they're not going to be perfect. But I think it's fun. I'm not very good at it because of the controls so far. But if you're interested in adding this to your library simply because it's a classic and you might play it a couple times, don't spend a whole lot of money on it, but if you want to get it, be my guest. It's sort of fun to have. Most of these things at the NES now, because technology's gotten so advanced, they're fun to play on their own, but it's really a lot more fun when you have a whole load of people in a room at a party playing this, and they're all into these old retro games. It's really like a party feature now, I think. It's a lot of fun. Okay, now I have the original Super Mario Brothers. Now, I think what's happening on this game, because my system's a new version of the old system, if that makes sense, when I put it in, it doesn't work. It's got all this pixelated mess on the screen. Then I put another game in, then I pull it out, then I put this in, and then it works. But now it's not doing that so much anymore. It just works right off the bat, so I think it's just it was having a hard time adjusting to my system. But it's classic. This is, like, I know you say, well, I can just play that on the internet. Well, you're not playing the original Super Mario Brothers. You're not playing the real Super Mario Brothers. This is the original Super Mario Brothers. This is a fantastic game. It's challenging, actually. I haven't gotten to the part, you know, like that Super Mario Brothers frustration. I haven't gotten to that part yet. But it's fun. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it a lot. Again, I don't play, like, for hours on end. It's like maybe I play for, like, maybe an hour, 45 minutes, and then just sort of go off and do something else. But, I find it very entertaining. It's so classic, I can't get over it. Now, at first, I didn't really like the controls that much. I know it sounds like I'm nitpicking. I guess that's because I was used to playing newer games before I picked up this old system. But now I do prefer this sort of game to the newer games. But I enjoyed it a lot. Once you get used to controls, like if you've been playing all these new games, it'll take a little bit of time to get used to controls. But once you get used to the controls, you'll love it. You'll love it forever, and ever, and ever. It's so cool. Alright, moving on. This is the last one I'll do in this part, and then I'll move on to my Super NES games. This is Super Mario Bros. 3. The graphics are fantastic. It's a beautiful world in this game. It's beautiful. And I just can't recommend this game enough. There's so many cool features, like you get a frog suit, which lets you swim faster. You get a raccoon thing that for some reason makes you fly. And there's all sorts of little hidden things in this game. And I really enjoy that. It's a really fun game. It makes me happy playing it. The music's great. Everything about this game is 100% classic. Again, the same sort of thing with controls as Super Mario Brothers, but once you get used to that, the old sort of controls for these games, you'll love it. It's fantastic. It makes you want to reach out and hug the whole world. It's so great. The music is just cheerful and happy. If you're having a bad day, just pop this game in and you'll get all happy again, and you'll get the warm fuzzies. It's so fun. Well, that's the end of this part of the review. In the next one, I'll be doing my Super NES games, and then my Sega Genesis. So go watch that.